Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Good Living Podcast. It's your man Coke Boy. And so I just took a trip to a mommy's page on Instagram and I found stories for us. Nine ladies tell us about how they met the love of their lives. And I'm going to read the stories in a minute. Don't forget today's sponsors are Topside and the sponsor of this video. Please do well to patronize the lounge. Address and description is on your screen right now, and contact details in the descriptions below. First story, Tola 29. I liked his comment under a post. He sent me a DM saying, "Hi, Tola. Thanks for liking my comment. I'm Josh. I live in Abuja and I see you do too on your profile. I'm single and I don't mind if we can get to meet, probably date. I've been on your profile for the past 3 hours and your pictures are so fine with like three or four E's. You look so good in your work outfit. I think I've seen my spec. What will you be doing this weekend? I'm arriving in Abuja this weekend. Let's plan something." As soon as I saw this, I nearly twisted my ankle running to his page. Come and see fine Bobo. I responded to him with thank you for the compliment. You look good too. Can't tell if you're my spec until we meet though. So let's see this weekend. We met and it was love at first sight. He proposed 2 months later. We did an introduction a month later and spent the next 3 months planning our wedding. Everything happened in just 6 months. We've been married for 4 years. We own multiple businesses together and we've not even reached 30 yet. Best decision of our lives, thanks to Mark Zuckerberg. This is a very sweet, wholesome love story. And everybody can get it actually. It's rare, but you can get it. Next one, Esther, 32. My roommate back in school had 5 boyfriends. Yes, five. I was single to stupor then. Among these guys was a very handsome, calm, respectful guy. Oh my god. He was so nice and loving to her. Each time he came around, he would buy us a lot of gifts and even give me money. My roommate was more serious with him and always said she would marry him. But she couldn't leave the other guys, even though I had advised and begged her because I didn't want her to lose him. She'd say it was just for the meantime. She went to meet a new guy in Kaduna one day. Okay, this one, okay. She went to meet a new guy in Kaduna one day. Her serious boyfriend came around and she told me to tell him that he went out shortly and he'll be back soon, which I did. He then asked me to please go to the club with him. Oh, Jesus. I texted her and she gave me the go ahead. Dumb. She's just fucking, the girl is dumb. So she gave me the go ahead. We crashed at his crib that night. Okay, did they give you the go ahead to crash at the crib? Or did they tell you to go and come back home? She don't see space for relationship, she pull up. I felt really bad. Okay, no, no, no. We crashed at his crib that night. One thing led to another, and we did mommy and daddy stuff. I felt really bad, but he told me how he always liked me and even came over most of the time because of me. Later on, he blocked my roommate and told me to move in with him. I moved with him for a week while he got me another apartment. Long story short, we got married immediately after graduation and moved to Australia. We've been happily married for 5 years with two beautiful kids. My roommate still sends me insults and curses to me, says I ruined her life. How? How indeed? How you ruin her life? I mean, I think she made her bed and she doesn't like lying on it now. She's complaining. Bidemi, 27. There was this cute guy I used to crush on in JS1. I kept our class group photo just to be looking at him. I wanted to give relationship a try again after plenty shaggy, so I decided to look for him. I reached out to a few of my friends from secondary school, and one gave me his IG handle and even sent his pictures. You need to see how fine he had become. Plus, he was working as a software engineer in an international company. Choi. I shall search for his name on IG, only to realize that he had been trying to get my attention by texting and replying to my IG stories for over a year, but eventually stopped. Ah, God. And I was ignoring him. I realized he unfollowed me, so I followed him, but he didn't follow back. The next day, I replied to his story. He viewed it and didn't reply. I then composed a message of apology and told him I wanted us to meet. I wanted us to meet too, just like he requested earlier. He sent me a picture of how he recently engaged his girlfriend in Paris. Chai, shame catch me. Guess who texted me 2 months later, asking me to be his girlfriend? Him. I didn't even think twice before I said yes. He said his ex was still seeing another guy. even after he engaged her. So he called it off. He's the sweetest guy ever, and we're getting married this December. This is either a very very sweet plot twist and twist of fate, or somebody has lied in this story to make it look sweet. Omolara, 24. We met during Hilda's cookathon. I came very early so I could support Hilda and also hustle for food, but unfortunately, only a few people were able to get it. I was trying to approach a guy that was eating, but he used his eyes to beat me and I took a reverse. He wasn't smiling at all, though. On top free food, thief. I saw another guy eating and I moved closer to him and then I said, "Can I share?" Without saying yes, he placed a spoon of rice in my mouth and my body first did gish gish. I felt the connection straight up. I only had 3 spoons and we exchanged contacts after we finished eating. We went on a date the following day, and the rest they say is history. It's been just 2 months now, and I could feel a very strong connection. Our families and friends know we are together, and they are rooting for us. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with him. This is a nice story, but I mean, this is about soulmates. This is just sounds like a new relationship, and she's just describing the honeymoon phase. But good luck to them, anyways. Miriam, 27. The first time I set my eyes on my then bike man in 2020, I wondered what this fine and neat man was doing with this kind of occupation. Anyway, I overlooked it because this is Nigeria. Later on, I got to find out that my school was his alma mater, and he also told me about how he used to be a boat driver, but he had to sell his car because of something he needed huge money for, but unfortunately, the lockdown ruined it. He became my most trusted bike man, and I use him for most of my errands. The first time some of my hostel mates saw him, they asked if he was my boyfriend, and I couldn't stop laughing because I didn't even see the possibility. I was in a very toxic relationship then, and this man was the one I would call mostly at night to come pick me up from my boyfriend's house whenever we fight and I get beaten. Guess who asked me out in 2021? My backman. My bike man. I said hell no. In my mind, what nonsense. It be like say we don't dey play too much, Abby. I stopped calling him for errands. But he still texts to check up on me. He asked me out again last year, and I decided to give it a try after my sisters and friends convinced me. After getting closer to him, I realized that I really underrated this man because he's the total package. We got married at the end of last year and left Nigeria this February. Wow. Nice. To be honest, I can tell without any doubt that this is where my soul belongs. Dear ladies, never let your boyfriend hinder you from meeting your husband. Next up, Peace 29. I used to do hookup when I was in the Polytechnic. I had this alpha that my friends and I used to visit to do jazz for us to catch rich men. We finished our ND and most of my friends left for their respective states, but I stayed back because of because I was popular for selling male wares and I was hoping to do my HND too. I was juggling hookup and sales of menswears, and things were going really well for me that I even forgot about furthering my education. I was giving my alpha extra money and buying him gifts because I believed his jazz helped me to catch the big fish I was seeing then. As time went by, I began to have deep feelings for my alpha. I was always longing to see him. Subsequently, I lost interest in seeing other guys and stopped hookup immediately. We have been married for 2 years now, and I have twins, two cute boys. He loves them so much because his other wives had only girls. I'm happy, I must say. Are you sure this is not a case of where the Babalawo fell in love with her and then Jazz had to come and be his wife at the end of the day? And she doesn't even see it. Or it could be love. It could be a very weird love story. I did something very crazy one day. I had been single for almost 3 years, and it didn't seem like I was going to find love. Plus, the pressure of being almost 30 weighing on me. I sat down one morning and was adding random numbers on my WhatsApp contact with the hope of finding a man. The plan was to save a random number, check if it's a WhatsApp account, and then view profile pictures while hoping it would be a cute guy. Laughing out loud. After several hours spent adding about 500 contacts, I found five that I liked. And then I sent a message saying, "Hi there, this is Shadi. We talked and exchanged contacts yesterday. I'm single too, and I'm interested in knowing you better." This nearly put me in trouble because one of the contacts belonged to a woman who used her husband as DP. She called for a month, trying to know who I was and what was going on between me and her husband. Two of the guys blocked me and ignored me after I texted. So I started chatting with two. 2 weeks later, I started dating one of them. We eventually met and it was love at first sight. We've been married for 4 years with a cute baby girl. This is a very, very interesting story. This is update for you ladies. It might be desperation. At first, I thought it was desperation, but it landed her where she wanted to be, and she's been married for 4 years. That's interesting. Next one, Angel, 28. I met my man through my boss. She's married to him with 3 kids. Oh my god. The effrontery. You met your man through your boss, and she's been married to him with 3 kids. Like it's nothing. All right. It all started one day. My boss's husband came to the office one weekend when his wife wasn't around. I didn't even know she was my boss's husband, but I started catching feelings that day. I got to find out who he was, but I couldn't hide my feelings. I started visiting my boss at home and was using the opportunity to spend time around her husband. I know I might be judged for this, but you guys can never understand the spark I feel whenever I'm around him. My heart does beam beam whenever I see him. So I was just convinced he was my soulmate, who unfortunately got married to another woman because he didn't see me on time. I've never had anything to do with any man when I first met him, and that made our bond even stronger. Does that mean she was a virgin? This is skillful husband snatching for a virgin to be doing. Anyways, we've been dating for 8 years now, and we have two adorable kids together. He has been a good father and has been taking care of all our needs. I can't wait to say a big yes to forever with him when he finally proposes. If he finally proposes, I might add. Good luck. That's the story for today. Please remember, if you want to send us a story or any kind of message, our email is thegoodlivingpodcast@gmail.com. Remember, we have content for you on weekdays as well as weekends. Also, please do well to engage with those contents. And don't forget our sponsors, Topside Lounge. Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you think about these stories, what kind of content you want to see on the channel, and we'll be right back with you with it. Ciao.